Isolation Nation. Hello. How are you, Isolation? It's great to be with you. Really good to see you here at the Social Distancing Social Club. It's a club where we distance ourselves socially far from each other. We are together as one nation. Separate and distant at the same time, where it's like one family that's hugging each other without touching each other. We're in plastic. We're plastic bubble boys and girls. Makes it so special. We have a very exciting show today, an amazing special celebrity guest. We're going to tell you all about it in a moment, but first, I'd be remiss if I did not introduce the second leg of the three-legged quarantine, which has four legs. Please welcome Steve Hofstetter. Hofstetter.
Steve Hofstetter, ladies and gentlemen.
I gotta say, the intro of the show has just become a when am I gonna laugh in disbelief and confusion. Like, that's what it is.
The story of my whole damn life, Steve.
It's what I do love that we have a different angle on you now, where you cleaned up the desk a little bit. Like, what happened there?
We've cleaned up the desk. I've mixed up the angles. I'm doing it all. I'm doing it all, trying to really innovate within the format. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's completely different. God damn it! All right, that's my fault for asking. I shouldn't have brought stuff up. I'm just here hanging out at the VFW with my fellow stormtroopers. By the way, I found that the reason I use this is I was looking up Zoom backgrounds, and I'm like, oh, that's fun. It's stormtroopers, and I looked, and I was like, holy shit, that's a VFW. Like, that is a...
So it's Memorial Day for stormtroopers.
Yep.
What does the VFW mean?
Veterans of Foreign Wars. So this is the stormtroopers, like...
Oh.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you want to support the show, you can do that quite easily by Venmoing or PayPaling, which we definitely prefer, because that way YouTube doesn't steal all the fees from it. But Venmo, top right of the screen, or you can PayPal laughfromhome.com, or of course you can super chat through the YouTube if that is easier for you. We appreciate support of the show, however it comes. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chris Bowers.
Woo!
Hey, what's up? I meant the wrong thing. Damn it, where am I? Shut up. I hit gallery view. I was on gallery. Look, hey, it's race day. If you're from Indianapolis, this is a big day. It's race day. It's the Indy 500.
Every day in Indianapolis is race day.
Stop it. No, every other day is anti-race. Steve, every other day is anti-race day. In Indianapolis, this is the one actual race day where we celebrate all races, or at least the one. It's Indy 500 day, and this is the most sober I've ever been at Indy 500 day at this time of the day. So I gotta quit. I gotta start drinking now. But we're having a great show. I'm excited to be here, and I'm also excited to see is Rachel, Queen Rachel. How you doing? How you doing from your awesome biography love yesterday?
It was great.
You didn't even get roasted. It was just a roast of
I
us
didn't.
and telling people how much they loved you. So you must have slept great.
We also we have an SDSC first today. We had 3 tips come in before the show even started. So I'd like to read these off.
Let's do it.
We had Kevin Johnson tip $50. We
Thank
had
you, Kevin.
Infected Heart $10. Thanks for always being awesome, Steve, from Sage. And Jeanette $20. Thanks for everything you do. So that's awesome.
Wow. So we're already up. That's great.
Well,
Thanks
that's
so
the
much,
show, guys. Thanks for coming. We appreciate you being here. We've reached our goal.
We did it.
Our goal was 3 thank yous and $100. So thank you for doing that.
Queen, I'm curious, after having been non-roasted yesterday, did it make you feel bad at all that you're so perfect? Did you ever wonder if you ever consider start doing some annoying stuff that could give us things to make fun of? Or
I feel like it wasn't me. I think there's enough stuff about me to roast. I think just people are really kind and decided to take it easy on me.
She got a little bit roosted.
True. Also, it's not like people are that kind. I got roasted yesterday during a non-roast episode, so I don't know what.
Did.
Someone paid $100 to not hear from Ben
on an episode that I was barely on. I wasn't even there for most of the episode. They already had their wish, and they were still like, I want less.
Ben, there's a thing in show business, I don't have it either, and neither does Steve, only Rachel does, called likability. And that's a big thing. That's the problem. Is when people get a chance to shit on us, they think it's hilarious. By
the way, I also just want to point out that right after the episode that Ben was barely on, we did set a new record and got 3 tips before we even started. And I don't know if that's correlated. or just unrelated.
You guys are breaking up.
This whole damn show is breaking up.
By the way, speaking of that, Ben, I did a weird thing. Spectrum came today to work on my internet, and they, I thought about having them come during the show, but I decided instead it might be better to have them come before the show.
Interesting,
So
very interesting.
Yeah.
I know you think that I'm stupid, but I had Spectrum come 2 hours before the show yesterday, thinking 2 hours is ample time for people to fix damn internet, and it took them 3.5 hours, and it's still not fixed.
First of all, I don't think you're stupid, and second of all, the reason it took them so long is because every 20 minutes you had to sit them down and do a magic trick for them. That takes a long time.
Plus, I showed them what's in the box, and
Yeah.
That was just
stunned.
mean. That was just
That was a
mean.
dick move.
Sorry about
We did have a fun overnight game, guys. We had a fun overnight game. The Isolation Nation played. It was Isolation Nation Soft Confessions, so it was confessions that they make when they're being Bowers. So two that I really liked. Lola said, "My room is messier than Ben's office," which was quite a confession. And Tesha said, "We frequently take notes on which names Rachel gets correct." So there's a little bit of a Rachel burn in the overnight game. So good job.
I know Ben Gleib's soft confession. It's I don't watch the show.
And that's a pretty loud one. That's a very specific.
I don't watch the show because we're on at the exact same time as a bunch of random comedians' Instagram live feeds, and so I gotta weigh it,
Yeah, totally understandable. By the way, I liked Diana Gonzalez's, which she said, "No makeup artist will ever make you feel as pretty as I feel in a drunk Bowers Zoom." So.
By the way, I didn't know this, but apparently
not bad. I'm very complimentary.
apparently the No Pants Club doesn't meet just right after our show. It's like a multi-hour, goes past midnight, people fall asleep on the Zoom stream.
Oh, yeah, it's 24 hours. It runs all the time, I think. It's pretty impressive.
I will be joining it at some point soon. I just need to find a night where I'm ready to get drunk. You have to get drunk on it, right?
You don't have to, but it helps. Of course, that's my answer to every question. That's my answer to every question. You don't have to, but it helps. Mostly.
Yeah, be like, when you do your taxes, do you have to get drunk on it? Well, you don't have to. It helps.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Are you ready for me to introduce today's game?
I am.
Yes.
Let's hear that.
Excellent. So today's game, my friends, is a very fun one. Today's game is going to be what we like to call niche a dating site. So you create a dating site for a very particular niche. Like some examples might be SDSC dating site, dating for people with lots of emotional problems.
Yeah, it's I prefer.
I like
it.
tigerpeoplemeet.com, which is where if you want to trade gay sex for petting tigers, even if you're not gay, you go to that website. That's my
Interesting. Love
Nice. I had Mumble, which is actually a dating app for soft confessions. So it's all lowercase. You can't even capitalize a letter.
QueenRachelDate.com, where you start underwater and then you emerge onto land. It's kind of like a triathlon. There also is biking involved at the end.
Yeah.
So as always, if you want to be part of the game, $5 in the super chat or more, or the Venmo or the PayPal. Again, we would rather you do PayPal or Venmo because they don't take a percentage like YouTube, or not as big a percentage anyway. And so if you enter that and we pick you at the end, you will win a copy of all the albums from the hosts on the show, plus a ticket to the front row in the future. So do that, $5 or more in the super chat, Venmo or PayPal. Laughfromhome.com to get all that done.
Yes.
And I'm excited for our special guest today. Ben, you want to introduce her?
I would love it. Our guest today, she's a dear friend of mine. She's a dear friend of the world. She is somebody that we love and we've adored for a very long time. You first met her perhaps on the legendary sketch comedy show, Mr. Show with Bob and David, or the reprisal recently on Netflix called With Bob and David, or you might know her as Chloe on the hit series 24. Please give a warm welcome to the hilarious comedian Mary Lynn Rajskub, everybody.
How we doing?
are you?
Mary Lynn, I've been trying. I tried to convince Mary Lynn to do something that I thought would be very funny, and I still want you to do this.
I'm in. What is it?
I want you to go to Comic-Con. I want you to go to Comic-Con cosplaying as yourself. No, cosplaying as yourself and seeing if people think it's a good costume. Look at that stare.
Idea, Steve?
I brought this up to her. At a show once, and she thought it was very funny, but then we never did it. I thought it'd be really funny to have.
You thought that was funny when I said that to you before. Remember?
No. What I'm saying is the idea is to go with a bunch of people.
I understand the
poorly
idea.
cosplaying. No, but I'm
gets
saying
it.
surround
She
you with
gets it.
other shitty cosplay of 24, and then have you as you, and see if people get it.
But
That
Steve,
changes it.
how do you cosplay as somebody with your exact face? It's not like she's known for a costume. It's just her face.
That's why it's fun.
Well, I don't know that your definition of fun is the same as some people.
I also get, or like fun for me. Why you're creating something that is not fun for me.
It's a sketch. You're very funny in sketches.
Sketch.
It's a live sketch.
You know
without
what?
a camera, you know.
I would do it for you, and then
I
who knows?
appreciate that.
I might be surprised and have fun and get corona. You know?
Well, I'm not saying do it this week.
Oh no!
there's
Open
not-
Comic-Cons now, right now.
Mary Lynn, I'm really
Well, by
glad
the
you
way,
finally said something. I've been protesting at the governor's office this entire week, and I'm glad you're on board. So thank you.
Well, the good news about opening Comic-Con is everyone is wearing a mask anyway, so you don't have to fight.
Hey
that fight.
yo,
Yeah.
brains, the brains of the operation here.
If Barris is
Like
the
it.
brains of the operation, we are in a lot of trouble, Mary Lynn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. but
We're in a lot of trouble. I hate to break it to you guys, but I am the brains of this operation. I've been secretly doing that from the background, but yeah, I run this whole place.
And then
It would be
are
fun,
you
like,
tired when the show starts with all the brains behind the scenes? And so you just turn it off for a while?
Yep, I'm shot. By the time we get to showtime, my brain's spent. I can't even put sentences together.
That's not true. You can put way too many sentences together. That's the problem.
I put a bunch
Mary
of words
Lynn.
together. I'm not sure they're sentences. Anyway,
How has your quarantine been? Tell us about what's been the highs and the lows.
Oh boy, I don't mind being home. I never want to drive to another meeting again.
Right?
I mean,
agree with you.
big time. I'm like, wow, how did I spend so much time doing stuff that was completely unnecessary? I have no problem staying at home for hours at a time.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Even when
But-
lockdown goes away, will you just tell people you have coronavirus symptoms so that you can still stay home?
You take it too far. No, I'm just gonna say I don't do that anymore. I've been changed. Like Corona changed me in a profound way, and I'm not coming back.
Could you maybe find a
it.
Mary Lynn Rajskub cosplayer to tell
Thank
people you have
you.
coronavirus?
Now you were
It was
connecting,
all my
Hofstetter,
plan.
Gleib, connecting ideas, making them happen. You're the chocolate. You're the peanut butter. Let's go.
I call chocolate.
Steve, it was at your virtual show. It was a while ago. I'm sure you've had many, back when. And one of the representatives from that company was explaining to me how they're like if you're, what's his name? Brad Pitt, he's just going to start sending his hologram. Like that was where they're saying the VR was going to go, that you're just going to send an example of yourself, a computer generated example.
Yeah, Mary Lynn was on one of the shows that we did for Sansar, one of the VR shows. Absolutely killed it as her cosplay version of herself. But yeah, it is. That was a kind of a rudimentary version of what we're doing now. But it does change things. The ability to
That's right. We're
interact with
doing it
people
right now.
far away. Yeah, and so now, if someone wants to take a picture with you, they could just buy a ticket to our front row and take a screenshot, and then boom, they know you. Then they're buddies.
Yeah, well, the other night during the Jamie Kennedy show at the end, during the VIP, we had everybody turn their cameras off and hit all of them, and then had each person just them and Jamie next to each other, and we took a picture on their phone of them, so it was like a VIP picture in a line, and it seemed the same. I zoomed with just Jamie Kennedy, I put it on Facebook and stuff. It was really cool. So I think there's a lot of advantages coming out of this. I'm excited
It's such
about.
It's such a great idea to be able to have a picture of you in a box next to somebody else, something that you could easily Photoshop in 5 seconds without doing that. It's an incredible feature.
Yeah, but they know they were there, dude. I mean, I could also Photoshop myself next to the president. Doesn't mean I was really there. I mean, I'm saying, like, when you're really there, you feel this. I mean, I don't know.
Forrest Gump did it. Forrest Gump did it.
There you go.
He
The
was one
whole
of the first. He was one of the first.
One of the first. My son actually, about 10 days ago, he's 11, and he said, "Oh, I'm just gonna take a picture of myself as if I'm in class, and then go do other stuff." So
That's a great idea.
and he said, but
That's
it
his
wouldn't
virtual-
work
his
because they
virtual
would think I
background
was just
is
sitting
him.
there quietly listening.
Well,
That's
he
not
needs
his
to film a
normal
video
MO.
of himself sitting there, and then make that his background, and just a video of him nodding his head. But then, he can do that for sure. That's what Danny Jollis did with his whole background. Anyway, I think we got great comics right now. I'm going to bring up our 2 great comics today. Then we'll introduce our audience, and then we'll get this show rolling. I've got 2 great comics. We have Jeff Arcuri is here. Jeff, how are you doing?
Hey, what's up, jerks? I'm just here to plug my OnlyFans. That's it.
Nice. And Lindsay Glazer is here. The amazing Lindsay Glazer is here. Say hello, Lindsay.
What's up? You guys can adjust the filters all you want, but I'm still gonna look fucking mad.
I love how Lindsay's using a green screen with nothing on it, just behind her.
I
That's
know.
awesome. Great job.
Here,
You're
fuck it.
almost there.
Here, I'm almost there. There.
Yay!
All right, now, Mary Lynn, Steve is doing an imitation of what I'm telling you your son can do. This is not really Steve. This is Steve, a video Steve has put on his head.
Oh,
My God, look at that. See?
you guys are way ahead of the game.
Whoa.
He's having such a good time.
Oh, yeah, I was laughing in class. This is what it's really like. But,
I'm
we've got
just
a great
getting
audience
into
with us,
this
Steve.
whole new world, guys. Thanks.
yeah, everything's
Very
fine.
welcome.
This is fine. Yeah. All right.
Steve, why don't you introduce the front row? Let's get this thing rolling.
Absolutely. Sorry, I was busy laughing. So, all right, time to introduce the front row. We love having our front row here, as always. We have Jessica, we've got Heather, we've got Alexandria, we've got Frank, we've got Dina, we've got Tam. Thank you for joining us. If you want to join us on a future SDSC, you can do so at laughfromhome.com. Pick up a ticket to the front row, or you can win one of our games. It's that was perfect timing.
Really good timing, actually.
Yeah, we've got Frank with a shout out to Memorial Day. Awesome. Sorry, I should go back to my VFW picture. My apologies. I've nothing. Take me off of the spotlight. I'm not.
Okay, Rachel, we had some tips come in pre-show. Do we got any tips that have happened since the show started? We got any of that?
We have, yeah. Kevin Johnson again sent 50 more bucks. So thanks, Kevin.
Wow.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Kevin.
Johnson.
We like
We
Kevin
have
Johnson.
Thank you, Kevin.
Shannon
I'm
Kerr.
gonna call him
$5.
KJ for that. I'm gonna make up a nickname for him. I'm gonna call him KJ.
Kevin
gonna call
Johnson,
him
the point
Kijo.
guard for the Phoenix Suns. The point guard for the Phoenix Suns watches this show. That's pretty awesome. I did
That's
not
right.
You know, he was a
But,
guest on an episode of Street Smarts once.
He was. Yes, he
That
was.
goes full circle.
I don't remember that.
Hey, the Raptors.
We
Okay.
also have Shannon Kerr, $5 for Steve's Star Wars background.
Oh.
I got more.
Leo McMichael Venmoed the show $10 and just said tip.
Thank you.
And
you.
That'll
Amanda
be another
Smith,
$5,
200
please. Sorry, I have a new. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, there you go. More Star Wars.
200 Facebook stars. Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah.
For Amanda Smith. So yeah.
Awesome. And also,
Awesome.
guys, we have a very nice, Mary Lynn.
Mary Lynn at a very pixelated roller rink.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Looks like you're really there.
Well, it's from the 80s, so it's got to be pixelated.
Yeah, that was just a scanned Polaroid picture.
I love your Steve. I love your new spaceship.
Thank you very much. It's
Also-
actually an old spaceship, but it's new to me. You know?
Also, very excited to welcome to the show another celebrity guest today. We've got a Mary Lynn Rajskub cosplayer here. Very excited to be here with you.
Oh no.
So wonderful. I love it. It's great.
Is that
Lynn,
signed?
cosplayer. What's it like? Yes, it's
Yeah, it is
signed
signed.
because the cosplayer's in demand. Mary Lynn, is it intimidating for you to be confronted with someone so similar to yourself, but obviously just a fan?
I like how the center of her lavender shirt is scrunchy. It's really pumping up those large breasts of hers. And she looks focused, it is intimidating. I wish I was her.
Right?
That way, yeah.
Because we know that you've done in the past many times where you will cosplay as yourself to kind of welcome yourself to your own cosplayers, kind of like you did here on The Tonight Show. As Chloe.
Yes, I cosplay inside of a cosplay of my fantasy of the dream I was having of a cosplay.
Right.
But I'm more dressed up always in the cosplay. So that I can be drunk
What is
in
that
real
picture
life.
behind you?
This one is of a cult. Well, I had a TV pitch. It's a cult. It's supposed to be a cult.
For a TV pitch? Nice.
Yeah, my cult was that. I mean, I should pitch you guys the show because no one has bought it yet. So at least I'll get some satisfaction. It's of a mom that runs away to center herself, and she doesn't come back for 3 years, and she goes into a cult. And her and her husband owned a roller rink together, so that was the other background. Was the
This is your pitch deck from the meeting you
Yeah,
go to
it's a
because you can't
pitch
drive a car
deck.
anymore.
She's
Well,
like,
we're
I have
in.
4 pictures on my computer.
That's
They're
it.
all from this pitch.
I know one TV executive who is interested in buying it, and it's this one.
Hey yo!
She's listening. She's intently listening to the
Wow,
pitch. She's like ready to go.
She is leaning in.
Mhm.
She wants a droplet of your blood, and she can.
She's Sheryl Sandberg inspired right there. She's leaning in, and she wants
I love her sweater.
a
Sweater.
sweater. It really.
If you need a picture of a cult, by the way, we could just put all of our audience on screen at once and take a
Hell
screenshot.
yes. I love that.
I think we're ready for a comic. Are we ready for a comic?
We
Let's
sure
do
are.
it. All right, our first comic today. You're gonna love him. He's been on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Give it up, everybody. Jeff Arcuri, everybody. Jeff Arcuri.
It's me. Look at that, huh? Great. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about what before everything happened, because that's all that. Nothing has happened since then in my life. So I had a birthday right before this. I turned 32, and my friends were making fun of me for that. Like I don't know if people do that. Like they make fun of, oh, you're getting older, huh? I had a buddy of mine go, don't you wish you were 22 again? And I'm like, no, never. I don't want to go back to that brain. I want to keep the one I've earned. I don't want to go back to being the guy at the strip club that's like, no, I think she likes me. I don't want to go back to that. I've been that guy. It sucks too because before the pandemic, I met a lady. I went on a few dates with a lady, and it started off awful, and then it went really well, and then the world shut down. So it's not meant to be. But it was really weird at first because I kind of messed up the first date. I walked her home to her apartment in Brooklyn. It was like a small apartment, handful of like windows. And I was letting her into her apartment. She was saying goodbye, and she's like, all right, good night. I'm like, hey, which one of these windows are yours? As like a joke, kind of. And it was very awkward because that was an awkward thing to say. And she's like, I don't feel comfortable telling you that. And then I tried to save it by going, oh, well, there's only 8 of them. Which is a lot.
No.
It's a lot worse to be like, I'll figure it out. Like your neighbors, I'll get to you, And she ended up going on a second date with me, and then I went back up to her. We went up to her apartment. I was allowed in this time, and I remember on her way up, she goes, "Oh, just so you know, in my apartment, I have rats." And I was like, "Oh, why would you bring me here? Why would we come to this location ever until that's fixed?" And she's like, "Well, they're my pets." And I'm like, "Okay, you worded that like an asshole. You realize that?" If you're like, "Look, a rat," I'm not going to be like, "Oh, Oscar." I'm going to assume it's feral. I'm going to assume it's not pet rat. And she goes, you want to meet my rats? I'm like, I've never met a rat before. I've definitely I've greeted them. I've seen one and been drunk and been like, hey, but I've never had like a rapport with a rat. So I was like, I'll meet them. How many? And she's like 3. And I'm like, you own 3 rats? And she goes, well, I own 2. One of them's a foster. And that moment, silently in my head, I'm like, this girl for sure has armpit hair. Like without a doubt, she's somebody who took a stance on armpit hair, and I was 100% right. It was whiskey, but she was really nice. we tried to date like while the pandemic was going on, but I didn't. There was not enough of a base, like a foundation set up, so I just decided not to. And I'm just going to tell you guys one last little story about this dating thing, and then I had somebody just ask me if this was real because she just reached out to me during the pandemic. I used to date this girl for 6 months. We were together, and we broke up because she brought me to brunch to tell me for the past 2 years she's been making $8,000 a month as a sugar baby for 2 different sugar daddies. And if you don't know what that is, that's somebody who makes money from an older guy to be a girlfriend. Like they make cash and prizes or whatever to be old guy's girlfriend. So I didn't know what this was, and then she explained it to me, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, how do you do it? How do you start doing this? And she walked me through. She's like, you go online, and then you set up your no list, like your list. And I'm like, ooh, your no list? That's gonna be cute. What's number 1 on your no list? And she's like, no anal. And I'm like, that's where you start your list. Holy shit. Dude, and then immediately I'm like, that's a very good place to start a list. If you don't want that to happen to you, and you live in a world where that can happen to you, you put it up there. You just throw it up. Like, I'm just gonna start all my lists that way, just to play it safe. Like, even if it's grocery, I'm gonna throw it above eggs from here on out, because it happens to me at Whole Foods just because I didn't write it down. I'm gonna feel pretty stupid. But egg on my face, you know. 1, I was like, what's number 2? And she goes, number 2 is no water sports. And I'm like, really? And she's like, do you know what that means? And I'm like, I think so. And she's like, it's peeing on each other. And I'm like, I didn't know what that meant at all. I assumed that your list got adorable with number 2. Like, yeah, you can't F me and my B, but also no jet skis, you know? And then we broke up because she would end up, I didn't realize that she kept giving me things and giving me money and stuff that she would make from these guys. And she'd give it to me. And then one day I woke up and I realized, like, she's getting it from him, and then she's giving that to me. I'm just a sugar grandbaby. That's all that I'm really right now. That's I think that's my time. Thank you guys very much for listening.
Everybody, Jeff Arcuri. As always, the tip jar is open. If you want to tip, you can do so at laughfromhome.com. If you want to PayPal, you can Venmo, top right of the screen, or you can super chat on YouTube. By the way, Jeff, that 22-year-old at a strip club joke very much hit home, because I was hanging out with some of my friends back when I was 20, so I couldn't go, and they all went to the strip club, and then they came back, and like we were all sharing a hotel, and they came back, and I was like half asleep, and I just heard one of my friends, seriously, no irony, just go, halfway through that third lap dance, I realized I don't think she really likes me.
Nothing. The only thing worse than thinking she likes you is knowing she doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a strip club at the end of high school with a couple of friends and got a lap dance and just bonded during the dance with dancer to a very large degree. We were talking about the Fountainhead and about literature that inspired us and out of me during that talk, and then my friends had to go. It was late night. We were high school kids, and so we were leaving the parking lots in the back, and they're about to turn right, and I'm like, hey guys, do you mind just turning left instead? I just want to pass by the front of the club. And they're like, okay, that's weird. And we're driving by the front, and I look kind of sad as we're passing by, and my friend completely called me out. They're like, did you expect her to be running out after you now to stop? Like, thought maybe she would try to find me and like get my number or something.
So pissed. I thought that I was the only amateur stripper that stripped to the Fountainhead. I would read it during my dance, though. Like, I would get copies and just read excerpts and throw them out. Like,
oh, no. Chris's suit looks like he was a bouncer for a strip club in Miami.
oh yes.
I love Meredith's dances. Then she wasn't making it rain; she was making it rand.
Oh.
I also love the idea that the only head that Ben wants at a strip club is written by Ayn Rand.
Fountainhead.
Like that's
Attracts.
It was one of two that I wanted. It was one of two that I wanted. That stripper now, by the way, is a lot older because I was, 2 decades ago, and now actually, if you want to see, she's actually a.
That is a. I was wondering if that was a fake background.
Lady. She's a vintage lady.
I was wondering if that was a fake background because it's blipping on the side a little bit.
It is.
That's
I don't know what you're
impressive.
talking about.
I have about 8 million strip club stories. As my
Wait, hold on. Before
That's great.
It's Mary Lynn as a stripper. Amazing.
before you go into that, I love the only way that Ben could clean his room is through Photoshop.
I don't know how weird it is for me.
Who's that?
There you go. That's a Ben. This is to make fun of Ben's ladies, but I just got a Mary candle and Chrissy painted it red for me.
Nice.
My girlfriend painted it red for me, so that's what that is. Yeah, that's Mary Lynn. Maybe her kid can clean his room through.
You want to be on the show?
There's a thing happening. Guys, clean it up. Clean it up, everybody.
This is like when Alyssa Milano's child joined and we just got dirtier for some reason. I don't know why we did that.
Yeah, my dad is the king of the strip clubs. I know that's not surprising to you guys, but literally he is. And he left me a voicemail 2 days ago. This is what he said. Hey, it's your dad. Where do regular people spend 5s and 1s? I got all this shit I can't get rid of. What do I do with this stuff? It's a real voicemail he left me.
The toughest thing about the pandemic for your father is figuring out where to spend 1s.
5s and 5s. He's not a cheapskate.
I love that guy.
He does it right.
Is Bauer's video off sync for anybody else?
No.
Is it?
Talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird,
Is my
man.
mouth off?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Off
So I'm like
sync confessions by Bauer.
Stop mouthing
I'm like
off.
a karate video? I'm like a karate video?
Yeah.
Let's see if I stop
Yeah.
the video.
I think his video is normal, but Godzilla is coming. So, thank you for the warning, Bowers.
Just shaking. That could be it. That could be it. Well, Marilyn, I will say, Marilyn, that every time I do it, I've done a couple shows with you in Hollywood, and I've gotten to be able to, since I moved here a year and a half ago, I've gotten some shows with some celebrities or whatever, and you're the one that I get the most feedback from. When I put the flyer up on my page, people freak out whenever I'm on a show with you. Like, oh my God, I love her. She's so awesome. So I appreciate you being here today, because it's going to, all my friends in Indiana are fired up right now. They're pumped.
Thanks for
And
having
it's
me.
race day.
Race day.
Race day.
What does race day mean? Today is when the Indianapolis 500 usually happens?
Yeah, dude.
Yep, it's the Sunday Memorial Day weekend, yeah.
And it's not happening
It's like
right
a-
now?
Nope, it's in
Doesn't
August.
it seem
now.
like it's like one of the few sports that you completely could still have? People are in a car, closed up. You can still drive, so why can't you do Indianapolis 500? Just like remove the pit crew.
They're doing NASCAR came back.
Oh, it did? There you go.
Yeah, maybe
no,
because the Indy 500 is such an event, you can't physically.
Yeah, all
go
the
there.
money is made. I mean, honestly, what it comes down to is IndyCar does not have the TV contract. My dad's a big race guy too, race fan. But they don't have a big enough TV contract like NASCAR does to do it without fans. So like the Indy 500 is 500,000 people. That's where the money is. So they just postponed it rather than have a race. They were going to make a little bit of money on the TV deal, but all the money is made from 500,000 people showing up, and they're literally there for a whole month. I mean, they get there. I mean, not all 500,000, but like they start doing stuff all May, and this is like the big ending. But yeah, 500,000 people.
Also,
show up. There's a
I know if you-
40,000 person concert inside the track that don't even know there's a race going on. There's an
Right.
EDM concert for 40,000 people, and it's insane.
Yeah, I don't know if you spent much time in Indiana. I have, and I will tell you that if they had the Indianapolis 500 and they closed it off to everyone else, they would still come. Like, that is not.
Oh, that's
They would
true.
sit-
They
yeah.
would just show up.
Even if the governor was like, "You'll be arrested if you show up," they'll be like, "Worth it, Indy 500 race day," and then they would show up.
Totally true. I went to
Get drunk.
Indiana. I went to Indiana University and I bartended at the Indy 500, and I made more money
Jesus.
that week than I ever did in 1 week, even as a lawyer before I came a comment. That
Damn.
one fucking week.
And as a lawyer.
One week.
Not to go
And I
back.
have
to
a savings
not to go
account back then. Go ahead.
not to go back to the stripper thing, but we're gonna. That's the other thing is strippers will for the Indy 500 weekend. Strippers will fly in from New York, California, Vegas, because there's so much money in the town, and that's the total demo for that kind of entertainment.
And-
so they come in from everywhere for the
And
Indy
for
500.
the
It's a pretty
champagne
crazy
room,
weekend.
they referred to that as the In Me 500.
Mm.
100.
Okay.
Yeah, the champagne is actually just Miller High Life, the champagne of beers.
Right. That's right.
All right, Rachel, what do we got coming in?
Yeah, so we have quite a few tips. So we've got Katie Kuhn started us off with $10 tip for Jeff. For Jeff and one of the best games ever, Jenkins.
The fuck is that?
What does that mean?
I remember that.
I don't know.
Is this some? I
He
forget what
likes
this is.
the
It's
game?
a
That's a Morty.
quarter
That's
game.
a Morty's
yeah.
person. That's
It's a bar
Morty's
game
person,
that
yeah.
I would have played at a bar with somebody at some point.
Oh, was that a secret code for you? Are you being hit on?
Ooh.
Are you being hit on during the show? I'm uncomfortable.
Tip, the person's neck tip says, which window is yours?
Which works on Zoom. I love it.
Also, Rachel, your
Heather's-
lighting looks great today.
I have a ring light, thanks.
Really nice.
You inspired me to get my ring light, but mine's far away.
Oh,
I have it on. Because your lighting was so nice, Queen
Thank
Rachel.
you. Your lighting is good too. But it's just your camera's a little like blurrier. It might be an older camera or something.
Mine?
I mean, it's just a
Oh,
little, but it ain't HD, I
Hold
wouldn't
on.
say.
it's a new computer.
Are you rubbing it down?
Let's see.
Help! Help!
Like, I'm of a certain age, so I just like, I can play 32.
I believe it. I believe it.
So Vaseline.
There's actually a setting on Zoom where you can touch up my appearance.
I bet there is.
And it's only from me. You
Right
can only
now.
touch up my appearance.
Can you give
Yeah.
me laser eyes?
I have a button.
A light.
What else we got? Oh my God! Holy shit! She's very close to the light. Rachel, come to the light.
All right, we've got Heather Scott, 10 Canadian. Jeff, great set.
Hey.
Have Tyler Stevens, $4 for Jeff, awesome set. We have Sage, $10, and he said it's for Jeff. As Kevin says, so Kevin is the one that keeps tipping us. As Kevin says, laughter is better than money.
Oh man,
Ooh,
but
I
No,
like
it's
that. That's a
not.
great
the money
philosophy.
though.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
I,
Not at
I've
all.
lived my whole life under that philosophy. I'm 100% into that philosophy. Laughter is better than money. Of course, I've never had money, so yeah, or
Right.
laughter. I guess I'm fucked either way. Okay, go ahead.
You dress good though.
Bowers.
Thank you.
Bowers. Soft, sad confessions.
I just try to beat you fuckers to the punchline. When I say something, I tee it up for either one of you.
Well,
I
it's
know you're gonna
difficult.
hammer me.
It's
So I just
difficult
try to
when
hammer myself first. Which is
it's
how I spent
difficult
high
beating
school.
us to
See,
the
I did it again.
punchline when you are delayed 2 seconds yourself.
When your mouth is
Really
not
so
matching your words.
Did you wear that suit to Hugh Hefner's memorial?
No, that was actually where he got it though. It was open casket.
All right, I'm gonna leave and come back and see if that fixes my camera. I'll be back.
Bye.
All right.
Oh, I had a great burn ready for Bowers, but I don't want to do it when he's not here. So I'm gonna have
Hold
to
on. Hold on to that burn.
Now the timing might not be right, but we'll try. We'll try when he gets back. Act out to remind me, you guys, is going to be Bowers at Hugh Hefner's funeral. That's going to be the act out.
Okay, we'll create a scene for you.
Thank you so much.
Rachel, what do we got?
Jessica had sent in. Did it do it?
Oh yeah. Did it do it? Why'd you become British suddenly?
Oh.
Did it do it?
Did it do it? Did it?
You told me to do, Ben, when we
Yeah, we
texted.
Turned on original sound and still nothing.
Probably AirPods. I did to it.
I did good. She did.
You sound like
Well,
Liza.
The problem is you're using ear pods instead of AirPods. They're the knockoff version. Yeah, these AirBuds aren't working. The dog's playing basketball, but I can't hear shit. So.
We have Jessica in our live audience. So she tipped one amount, and then I split it up as she normally does. So $25 goes to Jeff. And she joked. She said, "All these tips get in the way, so I'm counting on you, Queen Rachel, to divvy it up." So
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
we have that lane boy, £5. Jeff to save up for a jet ski.
Very good.
And I love that he tipped in Rachel's currency, which is really appreciated.
Cheerio.
That was
Is
better
the
than we got
queen
credit
thing?
for.
Is that what happened? You've been calling you
Maybe.
queen for 2 months. That now you're just like, well, I guess I got to be British.
Probably. Tam in our live audience.
Probably.
I'm gonna take him out. Not yet. Tam, $5 for Jeff.
That
Good
actually
listening.
sounded. Thank you, Tam. That sounded a little bit creepy too after the British Queen thing, and you said, "I want to take him out, but not just yet." It sounded like you're about to kill one of us. Take him out, but not just yet.
Oh my God, is that where Bowers went?
To the gallows.
Does this work better?
He's
back. All right.
That's way
Am I
better.
back or am I still fucked up?
You're great. Yes. Still fucked up. The audio is good.
Those are mutually exclusive.
Yeah, when did that become an either or? Bowers, your audio is working.
YOLO solo, you only
But you're
lag
still
once,
fucked
so
up.
lag. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Rachel, what else we got, Queen?
So we have Razor, $5. Yeah, Jeff, stay away from Rat Girl. She fostered a rat, but then she created an awkward middle rat. That's one step forward, two steps back.
Solid.
I love the idea that now the rats have sibling rivalry.
Pet rats. It was weird, but then they like made me comfortable around them. They're like, trust me, it's fine. And they're like, here, put your arm out, and I'll have them walk across my arm to your arm. And I had a rat literally walk up here and chill on my shoulder. And I was like, this is fine. I'm not gonna get the bubonic plague or something. And they were cool with it. And then I left the apartment playing the kazoo, and then all the neighborhood rats followed me.
I'm Piper.
By the way, Ben, could you lift your head up a little bit? Because I think the green screen color is on the bottom of your hat, too. Yeah. There it goes. There's the visor.
I once watched a movie where rats cooked all the food. I thought it was unbelievable.
Yeah. By the way, Ben, what happened when Bowers went to Hugh Hefner's funeral?
Oh, no, I mean, I got a picture. It's a great random question. Thank you for asking, Steve. I imagine Bowers at Hugh Hefner's funeral being like, let me just say one thing. I was a great man. I was a great pioneer. My father also loved strip clubs. He wasn't as successful necessarily as Hugh Hefner, but it's a great jacket. Mind if I borrow that jacket? And also the hot dogs here. I recommend the hot dogs here. It's solid. You can just somehow hold the corpse down. I want to get the other arm out.
Fresh off the body. It's still warm. Bonus.
Wow.
Smells like old spirit. Okay.
All right.
We have Ron Gould, $5, and he's making a joke that it's for the game, but he says, for Jeff to find a new gal. Ratster, a place to share playlists from Napster and pics of your pet rats.
Oh.
Nice. I think that was also
Music.
for the game. I think it was both.
I think it was both.
Get ready to be sued by Rattalica.
Oh man,
That was not good. Mary Lynn gives us a thumbs down, and that gives us, it's us, me, gives me a thumbs down.
I'm giving you Rattalica. That's a good joke.
It is Rattalica.
Great.
a Modest Mouse
Agreed.
fan.
There literally is a band called
Modest
Rat.
Mouse.
E.T. That is a band.
No, Steve, the joke he was making was that Metallica sued Napster.
I
That's the
am
joke.
aware.
I have to explain the joke. That's the joke he was
Thank you.
making. Okay.
Okay, I'm back in.
Thank
That's
you.
right.
Thank
If
you
you
very
don't
much.
work, Ben says the joke, Steve repeats the joke, and I explain the joke. That's how the three of us work. That's how it
Three
works.
part.
No, Ben says the joke. I tag the joke. You ruin the joke. That's the order.
Rachel accepts money.
Bowers does the old Jay Leno trick when delivering a joke is just not pausing for the possibility of laughter and just repeating the punchline in different ways for an hour and a half. That's very exciting. You understand? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? It's true. Did you hear this? Did you hear this? It's true. It's true. It's true. Did you hear this?
Can you do it like can you do it like Jay Leno would sound, or are you just gonna do the
Oh shit! Boom! Me and my friends at the VFW enjoyed that joke a great deal. We've been laughing about that the entire time.
I got when I did the Nowhere show the other night, I got heckled by my sister Well, I have jokes because I'm recently divorced, but I have a couple jokes that I didn't want to get rid of. They're about being married because I'm just not ready to retire them yet. So in my set, I usually say like a married joke, and then a divorce joke. But so I start my first married joke, and my sister goes, "But you're divorced!" Like, can you? I'm making a story out of it. Like
I'm about to reveal that.
I had to call her afterwards, and I'm like, "I'm sorry. It's just a comic." Because of course I just attacked her and was like ripping her down. And then afterwards I'm like, "I'm sorry. It was great that you interrupted it. It was fantastic. I loved it."
Go ahead.
I hosted a thing where Michelle Beadle, the sportscaster, she had lost a bet, and so she had to do some stand-up on stage, and her brother yelled out, "Your parents are ashamed of you," but we didn't know it was her brother at first. And so we just thought a random person was being like, "Your parents are ashamed of you." And then she goes, "Oh, that's my brother." I'm like, "Oh, thank God." I mean, it makes it better, but it also makes it worse, but it also makes it better, you know?
But why aren't more hecklers like that in general? That's such a great, like, rather than, your parents are ashamed of you. That's good.
If they actually, like, cut you down where it hurts, like they do a little research.
That's right.
Yeah,
Oh,
Savannah, one of the people in the front row sometimes. She does research on our guests and asks very pointed questions. It's kind of great.
That's awesome.
Yes, indeed. I had quite a strange experience happen at Nowhere last night. I was hosting for Erica Rhodes, and never thought this would occur during my life. I'm hosting. We do sound check. It goes great, and I have 15 minutes until the show begins. So I'm deciding I'm gonna hop in the shower because the pre-show video starts right at showtime. I get out of the shower, I'm casually toweling down, and I decide I'm going to go check just to make sure. And I
casual towel down.
Casual TV.
I just imagine you casually toweling down. That's got to be so like creepy and weird. Like,
definitely don't do that move. And Rachel's laugh hurts more than the act out Bowers is doing.
He's just toweling down, just humming the theme to his favorite 70s TV show. You know, like just casually.
And so I just open the door and I check, and I hear my intro has begun. So I am on stage in less than 10 seconds. I have to turn 6 green screen lights back on and put clothes on. And I didn't know what to do. And so I drop the towel, I run, I grab a shirt, I flip on the lights, and as they're saying my name, all I can do is barely get a shirt over my head, and I'm naked from the waist down. To stand right at my computer and pray to God somehow the green screen can't like look below, or I didn't step back too far. I did the entire set naked from the waist down. It's a good to repeat. Thanks so much.
And by the way, so many things. So, first of all, by the way, Ben, couple things. First of all, doing that takes balls. Second of all, I love the idea that, and like, look, if they started the pre-show video early, I get it. They shouldn't have done that. But also, here's just the tip: don't be naked within 5 minutes of your set time. That's just a
very strong counter argument. I will show you a photo from it that my girlfriend walked in stunned and then left and then came back and then snapped this photo.
Love that we see the green screen working on this one. Which, by the way, Ben, because here's the thing. Like, I know we're all doing shows from our house, and the temptation to still be, like, acting as if we're just living at home right up until showtime is there. But just the idea of, like, I've never been at a comedy club, and they've been like, all right, 15 minutes to showtime, and I'd be like, cool, I'm just going to jump in the shower. Like, that's never...
make a good
You're
point.
just full on getting
Steve,
scolded
no,
right
Steve.
now. Ben, please do not do that. Your friend, Steve.
Two different times when Ben worked at Morty's, I walked into the green room completely naked 5 minutes before. I don't think it's an
That's not
in-home
true.
thing. I think it's just how it's part of his process.
This
He was
is his
casually
fetish.
bowing Down. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, you're up next now. He's like, oh shit.
But his
His
fetish
fetish
is
is
not
to be
showing
like, I'm naked again. How did that happen? It's a total
on
accident.
screen.
Just
What's
like,
that?
But not show it on screen. He just likes to be naked.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Show
A
you.
secret. His secret.
Look, it wasn't on purpose. It was kind of like this poster I had on the wall. If you can see right here.
It's a
Oh, I thought you were gonna be
non-dick
naked
video.
right then. I swear to God, I thought you were gonna be naked when
So
you stood
did
up
I.
right then. I thought that was the whole thing you were saying.
I don't want to know what's in the box now.
Yeah.
He probably does.
Oh my God, Rachel, are we caught up? We need to get to our
No.
next comic.
Not even
Okay.
close. We have Kevin Johnson tipped Jeff $50.
Yeah.
Wow.
KJ
Johnson.
from long
Nice,
distance.
Also,
yes.
he tipped the show $100 extra and said this next tip is because Mary Lynn is fantastic, and also I want to finance a better green screen for everybody.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I can't wait to get
Better
this a good
screen.
green screen so I can get out of this VFW finally.
I feel like I'm a sugar baby right now. I've never felt so like my benefactors are all here.
We also have so Jessica.
I'd be the
the show
benefactor. I don't know how words work. I don't know how words work.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Who's the
words work.
benefactor? The giver?
I know. I
or
meant
the givee?
right.
Which
I
one's the
think the
benefactor?
giver.
The giver's the
Giver
I
is
said
the
it correctly.
benefactor.
Is the
You're the
benefactor.
The
beneficiary.
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 Aries.
Yeah.
And Lindsay was a lawyer, not paid well
Still a
enough
lawyer.
to compete with bartending, but Lindsay was a lawyer.
Still a lawyer. Still am.
Still a lawyer. My apologies. Once you become a lawyer, you're always a
Always a
lawyer.
lawyer.
It's like
That's
a marine.
right.
It's
It's
being
like a Marine.
or a
Lindsay, I wanted
Or an
to
eating
join
disorder.
you.
Yes.
Did she just say
Like a
it's like a
lawyer?
marine or an eating disorder?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, God, thank you for joining me. I have this
Welcome.
background so I can jump off of it later.
Let's hold hands. Let's hold hands.
Awesome.
and jump
Awesome.
off.
Thank you. I can be
Mary
our
Lynn,
pitch
why
for the next
didn't you
TV
do
show.
this?
We both jump off the bridge.
virtual suicide.
Why
pact.
didn't you become a lawyer, Mary Lynn?
Well, Ben, I don't know how to read, so thank you for bringing that
Makes it
up.
hard.
Yeah, it turned out she had just filled out an application to become a layer, and it was
It
a
paid more.
mistake.
Layerer, a
Yeah.
clothing layerer, and a cake
Yeah.
layerer. I do all kinds of laying and layering. Those are that's my specialties.
Out of work during cold season and wedding season. You have two good
Mm.
seasons a year there.
That's right.
Yeah.
I like that we're all at the bridge now. Perfect.
Except Bowers.
Well, I don't know how to do that shit.
Let him on with the
I'm too drunk to fuck with backgrounds. I can't even get my mouth to fucking go with my voice. You think I'm
Take
gonna
it
be able to do a
easy. It's
back-
okay. Oh, we really are. We're all here without you.
Jeff
All
looks like he's
right.
doing a modeling shoot.
Nice.
Oh, there's pit stains. Oh shit.
See if you can get more of this that way.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's go to a comic.
All right, let's get to our next comic, then we'll catch up in a second. All right, coming
enough.
next. Coming next. She's from Fort Lauderdale. We've heard she was a lawyer. She's super hilarious.
That's it.
Lindsay Glazer, everybody, Lindsay Glazer.
Thank you. Right before the shit started, I moved out to Los Angeles from Fort Lauderdale. It was weird being in Los Angeles because I have like tons of intimacy issues. And people in Los Angeles come up to me like, I'm a hugger. And I'm like, I'm a puncher. Get the fuck away from me. Jesus fuck. Even my doctor said I could tell I could have intimacy issues. And I was like, why? You've known me for 5 seconds. And he's like, well, you listed your emergency contact as yourself. I was like, I know. I'm the only one I trust. During this fucking quarantine, I actually celebrated my 10-year anniversary with my husband. He gets mad at me. He's like, Lindsay, the therapist said you have intimacy issues and we need to talk about them. And I was like, fine. Yeah, I see a therapist. It's fucking mandatory in LA. And I was laying in bed And my husband got mad at me. He said that, you have a problem we need to talk about. And I was like, oh, fine. So I rolled over, I pressed the intercom, and I said, come upstairs, I'll unlock the bedroom door. My therapist actually told me in order to work on my intimacy issues, I should practice saying I love you to someone who isn't a romantic partner. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll try whatever. So I did it. I went up to this girl who stays at my house, and I was like, listen, I care about you more than I'm comfortable with. And she was like, thanks, Mom. This is why my imaginary friend doesn't like you. But I actually found out it's not my fucking fault. I actually found out recently, I actually have a medical condition called hypogonadism that affects my intimacy issues. And hypogonads is like gonads, which is literally a disease where you release excessive testosterone and your ovaries act like balls. So I tell my husband, the way I see it, it's not my fault, I'm a bitch. It's medical. Like, don't blame me, blame these nuts. And then people say to me, like, hey, Lindsay, can't you take pills to reverse the condition? I'm like, yeah, but why would I want to? Since being male, I got a 30% increase in my paycheck. Which is good, because you heard I'm an attorney during the day, and I'm a feminist, and I'm my own boss. And I think it is fucking bullshit that women get hired less and paid less than men. So in my day job as an attorney, I go out of my way to hire more women because I also like to pay less. Fuck those bitches. I worked hard. I'm lucky. We have a nanny, and my nanny is actually 23 years old. She's beautiful. She used to actually model for Paris Vogue. And I have this friend, Becky. She's always freaking out about it. She's always coming up to me and being like, hey, I'm Lindsay. Aren't you like afraid that your husband's gonna cheat on you with the nanny? No, it's her job to free up my time. It's literally why I hired her. I hope she sleeps with my boyfriend next, honestly. I'm fucking busy. The reason I moved to LA was my house was destroyed in Hurricane Irma in Fort Lauderdale. And this is a true story. You can look it up. My insurance had to find us a place to live. And they did. They found us the former NBA player from Last Dance, Scottie Pippen's house. And I lived there for a year with my husband and my daughter. And now Scottie Pippen is suing me for alleged damages to his mansion because he actually mistakenly believes that I, Lindsay Glazer, am a member of the Glazer family that owns the Tampa Bay Bucks and Manchester United. He thinks I am worth $4.5 billion. Now look, Steve, Bowers, I love you guys. I love your show. But if I was worth $4.5 billion, I would not be here doing a Zoom show. I'd be on my motherfucking yacht off the coast of Greece with shirtless Jason Momoa fanning me and feeding me grapes. All right. Like half of you know who Jason Momoa is. The other half are like, he's Jason Momoa. Is that her insurance broker? It's a Girl Scout cookie. It rhymes with Momoa. Samoa. No. Jason Momoa is Aquaman, which is great because it means he can hold his breath a very long time. Yeah. If the guys didn't laugh, ladies, they're doing it wrong. Also, if I was actually a member of that Glazer family, I could have afforded to rent from Michael Jordan instead. The favorite part about that is after he sued me, he got busted for a crime. The Broward County Appraiser's Office went, wait a second, Scottie Pippen. You claimed a homestead exemption on your taxes, and you're not allowed to have renters. I'm surprised the Broward County Appraiser's Office ever thought he lived anywhere but Michael Jordan's shadow. Scottie's such a good defender. Defend anything but his bank account. Listen, Michael Jordan's a goat. Scottie Pippen just looks like one. But my favorite part about that is the next thing he did was he added my 5-year-old daughter to the lawsuit. And at first I was pissed off until I realized I'm a fucking attorney. I know what happens next. So when you have a kid that young, in order to make sure they know the difference in order to make sure they can testify in court, you have to make sure they know the difference between a truth and a lie. So I'm looking very forward to the day Scottie Pippen's attorney deposes my little girl and says, why, Miss Daniela, do you know the difference between a truth and a lie? And she says, well, yes, I do. A lie is when you misclassify your homestead exemption on your taxes. Truth is, you'll never be as good as Scotty. Meanwhile, that's my time. I'm Lindsay Glazer. Thank you, guys.
Glazer, everybody. Lindsay Glazer. If you want to tip, the tip jar is open. You can tip at laughfromhome.com or top right of the screen is our Venmo. Of course, you can super chat. By the way, I think the meanest thing you said about Scottie Pippen in that set was referencing him as like, you know, Scottie Pippen, he was in that movie with Michael Jordan. Not that he is one of like the most decorated basketball players of all time. He was like, yeah, whatever. He had that cameo in that Netflix thing.
He's a whiny little bitch. Listen, he's still trying to get money.
My favorite thing, I was following that story. My favorite thing about it, Lindsay, was so one of the things he said you ruined a set of knives. Was that what that was?
He said I stole his Cuisinart knives. His beloved, the idiot lawyer said his beloved Cuisinart knives. So Cuisinart knives are worth about $20 for the whole fucking set. So I created a GoFundMe to raise money for his knives, and then we donated the rest to like a military charity.
But she started to GoFundMe for like $28. The goal was $28 to pay for the knives. It was hilarious.
It's not like they had like mother of pearl handle. I don't even know what he was talking about. He was like, she stole our knives. What? Meanwhile, I just sold my house in Florida, and he still can't sell that piece of crap.
Yeah, see, I've only been sued by John Paxson, so you're in a whole different level of them.
It offends me. I'm from Peoria, Illinois originally. I grew up going to the Dream Team games, 1996, all of that. Pippen and the Bulls. Fucked, man.
No, we got sued once. We got sued once by a comedy club owner. And we got sued once by a comedy club owner, and in the damages he said that we had like destroyed a toilet seat, and he listed it at $125. So in the deposition, I brought in the $7 Home Depot receipt, and I was like, if you could let me know where you could find a $125 toilet seat, we'd be happy to buy you one.
Was
but
this
I can't
toilet seat Japanese? Like, other than that?
It was absolutely not. It was, well, it's hard to say because it was bought in 1974, so it's really hard to say where it came from. Yeah, it's amazing to me when people like try to do that with their receipts.
What kind of law do you practice, Lindsay?
I started in criminal defense, but mostly what I do now is contractual, where I testify as an expert witness, and attorney's fees are forensics. I have my master's in criminology, too. So I can do what that guy does on Lie to Me. They tell if you're lying by looking at your face.
Interesting.
Does he know, did Scottie Pippen know you were a lawyer when he sued you?
His lawyer knew I was a lawyer. His lawyer, I mean, I assumed the lawyer was doing it for a publicity stunt, and because he assumed I was going to be embarrassed if they sued me and said a bunch of shit. But I predicted real early that the guy was off and probably going to do that. So I was ready with a PR firm. I mean, I found out about the lawsuit from a journalist who told me the other lawyer tipped him off. They didn't serve me the way you're supposed to with a lawsuit. I found out from the media.
Right?
That's insane.
Well, I wanted to say, and I had turned my camera off so you couldn't tell if I was lying, but I think Ben is a very great comedian, and I like him a whole lot.
Don't let him waste your time. He's definitely fucking lying to you. He's
That idea too.
You're a great comedian.
Too. I was gonna give you a vintage lady high five, buddy, but no, I am not.
You squandered your vintage lady high five opportunity, Bowers. Does it hurt?
My bad. Rachel, we got the tip jar.
Yeah, we do. We've got quite a bit coming in. So we have Lindsay. Let's who started us off. So Jessica, $25.
Thank you, Jessica.
We have Kevin Johnson, $50 to Lindsay. Fuck Scottie Pippen.
Thank you. Fuck Scottie Pippen.
Kevin Johnson. He really hates Scottie Pippen's Kevin Johnson for sure. They took him a title away from him.
He's such a dick. Pippen's a dick, man. I'm not even the only one.
Oh, go ahead.
Let that, Ben?
Joke, and I don't need to say it again.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Ben.
Well, this might be a good time. There was a general that came in earlier that said, Ben Keys, $25. Please mute candidate Gleib for however long $25 will get us.
Oh, shit.
He's just a fucking punching bag, man.
Trend. That is a terrible trend that people pay us money for Ben not to talk. You're at $18 right now, Ben. You're at $18. You get $6 more to go.
Poor Ben, man.
Got Heather in our live audience, 10 Canadian for Lindsay, a fellow puncher. When I was 12, my friend snuck up to hug me because our moms were in the same grocery store, and I punched him in the face.
Oh, love it. I've been after my own heart.
With her background, nice.
Oh, there you go. I warn everyone not to like pull my ponytail because I'll turn around and like knee you in the nuts or something.
We've got Tyler Stevens, $4 for Lindsay, killed it.
Thank you.
Got Ben Keys, $4.
You're the captain now, dog.
We've got Ben Keys, $4.50. It says $4.5 to Lindsay for another great set.
Thanks, guys.
We
You guys are
have.
fucking
Thanks for
awesome.
doing the math for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he knew that I would be the one reading it, so he was.
Yeah, saved us some time.
Dave Adler, $10, so it was $5 for Lindsay, $5 for Jeff.
Thank you.
Cool.
Frank Notaro in our live audience, $10. Lindsay for D's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know this, but Frank, never mind.
Poor Ben, man. Ben gets so much crap.
Jan Johnson, $5. Lindsay, you're hilarious.
Thank you.
And then Ben, we have some generals.
Yay. What does that
Yay.
mean?
What kind
Are you leading them into battle?
We're generals.
They're little generals. We've got Running Wild, $5. The internet has become what it promised to be in 1993.
Oh.
Favorite background.
We have one of our favorites, Jen Winklepleck, $3.14.
Yay.
No reason. Math, maybe? I
Because
just want to
it's
be part of
pie.
the numbers club.
Nice.
Pie.
We caught up?
Nope. Eric Lynn just
Nope.
tipped the show $10.
Yay.
Jessica in our live audience, $50 general for the show.
Thank you, Jess.
Savannah Martin, $8.47. Stop coming at my mans. You're all going in the book.
Oh, yeah.
By the way, Savannah must have tipped that before the show focused on Ben. Like that was like we were
But by the
roasting
way-
Bowers early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm the idiot. Sometimes Ben's the idiot. Sometimes Steve's the idiot. Not as much, but that's how this rotates. We always get shit. One of us always gets more shit than the other.
Wait,
show,
you're her
so.
man's? Who's
Not
your-
really. She's just my good. She's the president of my fan club. She defends me. Savannah defends me when they pick on me. She doesn't like it, and I like
Okay.
that she defends me. So we're
Take your shirt off for her.
I want her to stay.
We're now
my
at the part of
fan,
the
Marilyn. I want her to stay my fan. When I get
Yeah,
you
and
let me
also-
laugh.
Fair
Trust
enough.
me.
Fair enough.
Also, don't for the rest of us.
You should see who will
Don't punish
pay
everyone for
with his
Savannah's
shirt on.
mistakes. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. We have Running Wild, $5. Naked from the waist. I need a shower now.
Well, this show's really good for someone's self-esteem. I can tell you that much. I feel like a hard.
Poor Ben.
I hate that.
You know what happened there? He that's actually a green towel, but he was casually toweling off.
I just wanted to make these float in midair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
Got
love you, Ben.
Timothy Hughes, $10 for the show. Jan Johnson, $5. Want to tell Mary Lynn, unfortunately, I think she missed it. Please do a stand-up show through Eventbrite. That's a show I will not miss. Although it sounds like
okay. Let me talk to my assistant.
Last couple, it looks like Kevin Johnson, $50. Pam, $5 for Ben. Haters gonna hate. It wouldn't be the same show without you.
Yay.
Your haircut looks like mine from a couple weeks ago.
I figured since
I
Bowers
thought that was his
brains
JFK
of the
impression. I thought it was his JFK impression.
No, it's Bowers is the
Say
brains
no.
of the operation of this show. I wanted to make that come true.
I'm the brains, you're the heart. Steve's the dick.
And Rachel's got.
Don't go off of this yet. Hold on. Favorite thing about that is I'm not offended at all. Like, there's no part of me that's like, yeah, that's. I'm like, that should be on the poster. I'm totally okay with it.
I think it actually is.
I'm with you,
flip-flop.
Steve.
Brent. Go ahead.
Oh, it was me. I said I'm with Steve, man.
Not only is Lindsay with Steve, but she'll fight for Steve. If you just call right at 1-800.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying I felt kinship. I'm not that likable either. That's my brand. People always like, hey, is that an extension of you on stage? And I'm like, no, this is me pulled back. I'm pandering, you fucks.
I'm pandering you.
It's true.
I'm pandering you fucks should be the name of your next special. 100%.
Really good.
It's good. All right, Rachel.
Kevin Johnson tipped the show another $50 and said, "Ben, take your shirt off."
Just a contest. Told Sam to keep it on.
I'm so pale I'm see-through. Ben is actually see-through. That's incredible.
And PO'd.
Can I shout out Dina McDonald from the comments? This is we already got off this subject, but she says, "LOL, I accidentally punched a doctor."
My favorite part of that is the LOL.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even
circumstances.
It wasn't even in response. Like, the laugh out loud wasn't even a response to something that someone else said.
No.
He's like, I accidentally punched a doctor, and thinking back on it,
that's right.
I'm laughing out loud.
In what way did you punch a doctor by accident? How did that happen?
He was shoving cotton up my nose, and he didn't give me any
warning
that it was gonna start.
I'm glad. I thought you were gonna go. I'm glad it was just shoving cotton up your nose, because that started in a way where it's like.
but Mary Lynn,
we should punch more often than just like I waited for it to be over. It's like, sorry, I didn't mean to take it there. We should elbow and punch.
Well, I mean, the problem was that this was actually on a city bus. So that was the weirdest part of it.
Wasn't really a doctor? He was the doctor of the bus?
No, he was a doctor. It just happened to be no. He was he had his doctorate in psychology or something like that. What else we got?
And then the bus driver said, "Not on my bus."
This is your stop, motherfucker, and then just like kicked him off.
Just gotta warn a girl. You can't just do that.
I'm more likable now, you guys.
I have a slogan for everything.
Wait.
Ben's the only person where wearing Hillary Clinton made him more likable.
Yep.
Ben actually has a lot in common with Hillary Clinton in that they both didn't get elected president.
Yeah, but at least this one's transparent.
Yeah.
Also, I had the excuse of Steve Hofstetter as my press secretary. What did Hillary have?
Yeah.
Pantsuits.
Pantsuit. That's right.
What else we got, Rich?
We've had 2 more tips for Lindsay come in. Yoshi had tipped $10 and said, Lindsay, Irma sucked. Thanks for the laughs.
You're welcome.
And then Razor $5. Lindsay, in high school, my sister was grabbed from behind and she beat the crap out of him with her flute case. So you can say she's a swinger.
Good. Bandcamp dating sites.
We had Jen Winklepleck, $2. Will Bowers touch his chest hair?
Ew.
No.
This is a very weird Miami Vice feel going on over there, Bauer.
That's the most money I've ever made for my body in my entire life. Thank you, Jen Winklepleck.
We'll do anything for money, by the way. That's just
Actually, I'll do anything for Jen Winklepleck. That's really what it comes down to. I just love Jen Winklepleck, so I'll do whatever she says.
Really sweet.
She's one of my favorites. I'm the heart, you're the brains, Steve's still the dick. I think that's how this works, really.
As long as Steve is still the dick, I'm fine with it.
Same.
Rachel's the muscle.
Tessa Whitman sent in a $2 Venmo and said, Steve's the dick.
Rachel's the tongue. Rachel's the tongue. That's what's funny.
Wait, here's the here's the difference. Bauer just made $2 because they wanted to like see his chest hair. I made $2 for just being a dick. Like, they're trying to get you to show yours. I just get to be one.
Yeah.
I know you're not necessarily
Go
that
with your
familiar with
strengths.
anatomy,
That's what I
but
said.
dick is not on the chest. I don't know if you're aware of it.
It is if
I
you're
mean,
Steve.
mine is big enough to be, but you know, whatever you have is fine.
Weird visual.
By the way,
Put it over your shoulder like a
Are you,
hey
are
guys.
you saying you can? Are you saying you can titty fuck yourself, Steve? Is that what you're doing here? That's gross.
Here, mine's about to poke through the top of my shirt even. Look, what is that?
all right, I have a show after this, guys. We have to get back on track.
We're almost there. Catch
All right.
up and let's do the game.
Okay, so then Ben Keys Venmo'd $50 for the show and said he shout out Kevin Johnson and said, please keep tipping. These people kept me and my wife laughing through this whole quarantine.
Aww.
Oh hell yeah!
Wow, very cool. So a tip for a tip. That's fucking great.
It's true. And then Tam in our audience tipped Lindsay $5 and said, Lindsay, sorry I missed the GoFundMe for the knives.
Thank you.
And then Chris Capo tipped $20 for Lindsay for the constant roasting of Ben. And $10 for Jeff. So $10 for Lindsay, $10 for Jeff.
I think he meant Bowers, but it's okay either way.
No, you had better.
I only
you
said
had
one
better
thing
roast.
about Ben.
No, he said he doesn't like he's hashtag Team Bowers.
All right, I like it.
What else do we have? Davy Jones super chatted £5 and said, Ben, marry me, please.
I was like Davy Jones from the Monkees.
I loved Davy Jones from the Monkees, and I'll marry him. I mean, guy.
I think he's
I
passed.
also
Such as
got
the
to
fish
say-
guy from the Captain Jack movies, the Sparrow.
Yeah.
Hey, remember when you guys were like, "Yeah, sure, we'll get through this and we'll end on time"? 2 minutes ago.
This guy.
I gotta tell you guys, I got criticized
caught up.
last while running for president, so this is really great.
Well, because no one knew about your campaign. It doesn't matter. Okay, that was Steve's fault. All right, let's play the game, Rach. Let's play the game.
Okay, so the game was Niche a dating site. Zara had one in our live audience. Zara, you want to say yours? Because I didn't catch it in the super chats. Oh, shit. Well, I'll work on it. Tam, or does anybody else want to give theirs live in the audience?
I didn't do it. I didn't do a super chat for it though.
That's okay.
Oh, mine is Twitch for people with any sort of like nerve disorder.
Oh shit!
Covers love that one.
Yeah, because you know those people are always trying to get together.
Is it a wink?
Mix it up.
What about one? This isn't really a joke, but I think I mean it for real. Where I think this is a good concept. You start with the breakup. When you get with that person, you describe how you would break up with them. And then I realized as I was thinking it through, I was trying to think of the joke version, but that's actually a really good idea. You could get to know somebody about how you're going to break up with them.
It's called Benjamin Button dating, and you start at death.
What if things work out? What if things work out and your breakup is just a fatal car accident for both of you?
I love that. I think that's beautiful.
You're such a romantic, Steve. You're such a romantic. I die, you die 8 minutes later. That's how this works. Okay.
That's what happens when you and I are on the same show together.
What about one where people who refuse to wear masks and people like open for COVID, you know what I mean? Like ready to be infected.
Nice. It's called infector, but like an R, not an ER. You know, just.
All right.
Okay, so this is the only unpaid entry. So I have Greg Murphy. It's called Stumble, dating app for the pronunciation challenged.
Like that one. All right, so these are the paid ones. Comics, take note of the next couple and pick your favorite. You're gonna vote here at the end.
Okay. And then I'll read later. There's only a few. So we have Heather Scott, okzoomer.com. Older people looking at each other's faces way too close in the camera.
Really nice to meet you.
Mary Lynn, it's so great to see you.
Really nice to meet you. How's your day going?
Eyebrows. All right. His was eharmonicaplayers.com.
Good one. Play on words.
What?
Okay, what?
Allison Shuchuk, Indoor Friend Finder, a dating app for gingers.
Cute. That's so cute.
I rate that a 5. SPF 5, but yeah, it's still a 5.
Okay, stupid. If you want somebody not as smart as you.
Yeah.
Why are they on it though?
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
Okay, Cupid wrong.
One of us is the stupid one.
Yeah.
Heyo.
We have, actually, funny enough, Jeremy Day had LouisCKCupid.com.
Oh.
Yeah, the good thing about that site.
Interpret that way any way you want. Just interpret it.
It's actually great because with that site, there's one less step for signing up because you don't need to hit the OK for consent.
Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, no, you didn't.
I did and I will again. What do you got, Rachel?
Louis' last tour. Wasn't that Louis' last tour? I did and I will again? Okay.
Yeah.
Don't acknowledge. Don't acknowledge. Maybe he did. I don't know.
All right. We've got, where was Tasha's? Tasha Whitman, Bubble.com, dating site for the socially isolated.
Nice.
We have the Knitting Mitt, Zoomies, the dating site for cat lovers that like to run at 3 a.m.
Very specific. Said niche a dating site.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, no, hey, that's the whole point.
We have Chris Fleischer, okstupid.com.
Yes,
Nice.
we did it.
I think that's the same site where the people that don't wear masks meet. So there you go.
Yeah.
And then T. Lee had a general, and then she also had a game entry, $5. Bubble.com, date site for the autoimmune compromised individuals.
Nice.
And then that's all the game entries. We had a lot of generals come in, but
All right, cool.
All right, cool. So we're gonna vote. Lindsay Glazer, what was your favorite of the ones that were eligible?
Oh, okay, Zoomer. Far away. Okay, Zoomer.
Perfect. Arcuri.
Same. Yeah, same one.
Okay. Mary Lynn.
I'll say the Louis C.K. one just for funsies.
Just for fun.
Dark times.
I like the Zoomer one.
Yeah, I like the Zoomer one too, but I'm gonna go indoor friend finder for gingers just because that one just to be. I think okay, Zoomer's gonna win, but I'm going with that one. Ben.
I vote indoor friend finder for gingers as well, where eventually after date 3 you get to see the chest dick. So I think that's the move.
Bringing it back around. Bring it back, never let it go. Oh.
All right. So now I could either tie it up and screw everything up here. As much as I did like Indoor Friend Finder and wish it was a real thing, I think the one that got me was OK Zoomer. So that's the winner.
Yay!
That's where I got it, Scott. Comics. Did you guys have any, Lindsay or Jeff or Marilyn? Marilyn already had a couple, but did you guys have any?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cool.
How about every episode we don't tell our guests to think of them, and then we ask them live on the air if they have any, and always just don't have any. I'm so sorry. Just tell them.
I mean, homage.com. I don't know.
All right. If they read, okay, Ben, do you have 11 or 15? Ben, do you have 11 or 15 or 6 or 5 or?
I don't. I only have one. It's a dating site for the haters of mine in the audience. It's called Plenty of Bitches, and big old circle jerk. You know what I mean?
Ben has 99 problems and a bitch is every single one of them.
I have one. It's called casual toweling. Those people who use towels, but just casually. Be somewhere else.
Yeah, it's a sister site to Serious Toweling, which is from the makers of eHarmony. Here comes Serious Toweling when you're ready to settle down with one towel for the rest of your life.
Smaller
toweling.
Can be a smaller dating site called People Ran for President Who Didn't Win. It could just be Ben and Hillary.
That's correct. It's a dating site for people who really will never be ready to take things to the next level. It's called Gleib.
It's actually my fault. It's my fault. I filled out his profile. It's completely my fault. That's.
I've got one for just one for when blacked out people meet. It's called Bender.com.
Solid.
Nice.
Like it.
I actually have one for dog owners. It's just boner.com, but then the wrong people sign up on it, unfortunately. Yeah, attracts two audiences.
Is that it?
All right.
Cool. Well,
Queen, no, it's not it because we have a bunch of super chats.
Oh,
Yep.
all right. Catch
So,
up, Rach.
Tim, just $10, a laughing emoji. Lucifer, for £5
Lucifer.
towards lap dance Bowers.
Yeah, the devil would fund that.
Yeah, it's not a whole lap dance. It's only 25% of a lap dance. But I can cobble some other tips together for one lap dance for that. So I appreciate that, Lucifer. Thank you.
We have Kevin Johnson, $50. Steve is a saint.
Thank you. I am a saintly dick.
Interesting.
Thank you, Kevin.
Opposite world.
We
One of his
have
miracles was with his dick. There you go.
we've got Kevin Johnson $50 to Rachel for enduring.
Nice. By the way, Jason in the live chat just said Saint Dick. Nice. Saint Nicholas.
Saint Nicholas.
Thanks, Jason.
On the rooftop, dick. Okay.
All right.
Oh.
We got.
Alex Redmond $5 and said Kevin Johnson is an inside job. That's what we do in our spare time. We have Jan Johnson $5 for Ben. We all love you.
Thank you so much. Even my hands are trying to choke me, however.
We've got David Levy, $10. Marilyn was amazing. The Downer channel was way ahead of its time. It made misery and frustration hilarious before it was cool. The director, Tim Henson, has all 6 installments, including 2 that never aired on his Vimeo channel. Everyone needs
Really?
to watch.
Whoa, guys, I've been around.
Super
Eating sites people like that. Who have been around a lot.
That's right. People who have been around people.
E-hominy. That's called e-hominy.
Thank you.
Rachel, you could just keep talking.
Yeah, don't. I've got nothing.
It says
Except for thank you.
I want you to go on Jesse Lee Peterson.
What?
Who should?
Is that to Maryland specifically or just in general?
It said Steve.
Oh, to me.
You should go on.
Come on.
You would have quite a good time. I just went on and it was magical.
I have not received the invite. I don't know if they're waiting to get through other people who would probably think it was stupid.
I
But
can
yeah,
get you the invite. I will get you the invite.
I would find it to be a tremendous waste of my time to go on a show that is watched specifically by people who would hate me. I don't know why I would spend the time doing that.
I'll go on it for $2. I'll do anything for $2. We know that.
At the end of Jesse Lee Peterson's show, Bowers is going to be agreeing with him because someone gave him $2.
Amazing.
All right, and the last one, Zara had that game entry that came in, but it was just a fun one. It was Gleib 2020 Mug Babes. This site is for members only.
Members only. Nice.
Nice.
Audio cut out for me. It's for my what only? Oh, members
only.
Members only.
Nice.
And we're good.
All right. Well, what a fun show. Everybody. This was great. Thank you so much, audience. You guys were amazing. We appreciate you guys being here. So thank you so much. So we're going to say goodbye to the audience right now. We're also going to say goodbye to our comics. Lindsay, where do we find you? How do we find you out in the world? Give us your plugs.
You can find me at lindsayglazer.com, LINDSAY, or you can just type into Google Scottie Pippen Sue's comedian and all the shit will come up.
Awesome. Great job. Jeff Arcuri. Jeff Arcuri, where do we find you, buddy?
You can do Instagram is the best place. J Arcuri, JARCURI, or just Google my name with no incidents. It'll pull up as well. And then OnlyFans, onlyfans.com/Jeff Shows Holes.
Dirty.
Mary Lynn, thanks so much for being here. You were awesome. Where
Thanks
do we
for
find
having
you
me.
at, Mary Lynn?
Mary Lynn Rajskub on Instagram.
Very cool. Awesome. I hope you come
Excellent.
back. We'd love to
I
have you back.
will. Thanks for having me.
Thank you all. All right.
Bye.
We got
Bye.
by the way, hosts, we got to wrap up super quick. We are running late and we have the Martin Grant show. So
cool. Rachel,
Okay.
thanks for being here.
It was
Love
good
you.
to see everybody. We had a couple more $2 come in. That was it. Okay, bye.
I'll keep mine quick at Bowers Comedy, and I'll be drinking tonight. So come find me in a Zoom somewhere. You guys are awesome. See you later.
all right, I am running right after this to host 2 shows at Nowhere Comedy Club for the winners of the Friendly Shoulder from the Martin Foundation. So go check those out, nowherecomedyclub.com. See you again soon.
Thank you guys for being here, Isolation Nation. It's been really wonderful. And, just wanted to remind you all I'm doing a show this Tuesday at Nowhere Comedy Club, all improvised. It's going to be a blast. Going to have a special surprise guest or two as well. Tickets at nowherecomedyclub.com. And I'm just hoping that my parents meet and kind of hook up at the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and maybe things will turn around for me. Until then, I just heard an artist named Chuck Berry, and he is good. He is very good. So I gotta go. I'm just gonna do some dancing. Good night, and we'll see you.
What's in the box?
What's the box?